Good morning, everybody. Rasati out here in Singapore. Tuesday, after all the Deepavali festivities, the public holiday, back to the grind, back to work. Usual schedule as always. So here I am, chilling out for a little bit. Want to take a break in between all of my posting and writing in, graphic design. And want to talk to you about this movie Baby Girl and I watched over the weekend. So yes, while we were part of the Amarkalab Deepavali festivities, we watched a lot of Tamil movies. We were dressed up and visiting people, eating lots of food. It was fun, and then we needed to take a break and kind of switch gears because our next favorite holiday is on the way, y'all. So Thursday night, Friday morning is basically our favorite time of year because we get to dress up and be ghoulish once a year, every year, just for the hell of it. And this year, we've decided the next couple of days, not quite 7 days, but the next 6 days or so, we're going to watch a Halloween movie every night just to kind of get in the mood and get Baby Girl introduced to some classic movies. So we have a list that we want to go through. And obviously, it's not going to be all the scariest, most terrifying movies, but kind of like the classics. So we watched Drop Dead Fred. So for those of you who don't know, it is a very, very old movie, but it is so cute because you get to watch how a little girl kind of deals with her demons in her life, and how as an adult, when she gets back into that place where she's not confident, not feeling good, not satisfied with her life, her little childhood friend comes back to kind of sort that out for her. So I wanted to talk to you about the psychological aspect of Drop Dead Fred. So for those of you who don't know the movie, lots of spoiler alerts ahead, but please, if you get a chance, please go check it out with your little ones because they will think it's funny, and there's a lot for you to learn looking at it as an adult too. Because honestly, when I was a little kid, all I remember was this person that was like harassing her, getting her into lots of trouble, but she seemed to have fun anyway. But on the flip side, as an adult watching, I was like, dang, you know what? She was very traumatized as a child, and her mind created this imaginary friend for her to be able to find a way to voice her opinion, put her foot down, and stand up for herself. So that's part of what I wanted to talk about today, because I think it's really important, and it's something that we still suffer from today in a lot of aspects. There are some times that we feel that we have the right to speak up, and sometimes that we don't have the right to speak up. There are some very, very strong personalities in our lives, and rather than confront them and put them in their place, we'd rather just go along to get along because we don't want that confrontation. Some of us are allergic to confrontation, and I'm not going to lie, sometimes the path of least resistance is the best for me too. So, in that regard, I want to help you take a look at this childhood TV show so that you can kind of take a look at why the mind would create something out of the ordinary. So, in this movie, this child was going through a very rough time with her mom. Her mom was very controlling, and I think it was her mom's way of kind of controlling the chaos around her because with a kid, there's always chaos that follows. And she did not like the fact that the father would side with the child because he understood she's just a child. She's allowed to have this fun as a child because it's the only time she'll be able to have that, right? But her mom did not like that. So not only would she fight the child to control her and make sure that she did everything that her mom wanted her to do, but she would fight the husband as well, who ended up leaving. So in that regard, her daughter decided, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I feel so alone. I have no way to say what I want. This does not feel good, and out popped her imagination into this imaginary friend called Drop Dead Fred. And because her father left, because she had no one to kind of help her understand the world around her, she depended on Fred, who was wacky and loony and probably did not seem like a very good friend, but it did allow her some indulgence as far as childish things. So they went on to make mud pies and, defy her mother. Her mother had just shampooed a carpet, so he went in there and walked through the carpet with muddy shoes on, and basically the only course of action her mother was left with was to put her on medication, which was going to subdue the part of her brain where her imagination lives so she could no longer imagine anything. She just had to follow orders. And there's a lot of symmetry to that as far as schooling and the way we're told to work nowadays, and giving people medication for the slightest things because they're not conforming to our ideal of normal. It's a very difficult subject to talk about. It's very hard to watch those things. And I myself catch myself in the middle of telling baby girl not to do certain things or do it certain ways. I have tried my level best to make sure that whatever I tell her to do, I explain why I think this is the best way. And if she has, a challenging point of view or a different idea that thinks that maybe there's a better way to do it, I do encourage her to speak up so we can try her way and see if I can adjust my ways too. but it's not always the case. Sometimes we are frustrated, sometimes we are tired from work. We just want someone to just go along with us because we ourselves feel the need to be heard and seen and loved and supported. So Drop Dead Fred, awesome little movie, very deep now that I'm watching it, like, what, 30 years later, and lots of amazing insights, lots of things that we should really consider. The idea that kids have imaginary friends is not a bad thing. It's just another sign that they're in trouble. They're having trouble maybe relating to the world around them. They're having trouble identifying as part of the community. They're having trouble because they don't feel like they're being seen, heard, or appreciated. And all of those things are things we want as adults. So if you do find someone who is in trouble, showing little signs like this, they seem like they're a little off, they seem like they're having, hallucinations, you might call it, might as well give them a hug, talk to them, and find out really what's going on. Maybe the opportunity for them to speak up is all they need. Think about that for a little bit. So until the next episode, you guys, I'm out of here. But in the meantime, know that I love you guys and I appreciate all of your support. If you got any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below this video, and I will catch you again soon. Bye.